Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Faith Fiend, and today we are doing a pick a card for DRs, which is a shifting thing. If you are not a shifter, go learn about it. And if you are anti shifting, I just ask that you kindly do not interact with this video. Um, at first, I was hesitant to make shifting content along with my witchcraft content, but I've experienced it, so I don't know. It just feels weird to like deny that part of myself just because people who haven't experienced it think you're lying. So I don't know. For me, that's a little weird. But yeah, I'm not trying to force it on anyone. If you don't believe it, whatever. Just please don't interact with my video. Is all I'm asking. And yeah, if you do, if you're into that kind of stuff, hello. Um, I I plan to make a video about like the intersection between astral projection, which I haven't experienced, shifting, which I have experienced, and then lucid dreaming, which I've also experienced. And I've been reading books, and obviously, like, that doesn't mean anything because it's all subjective, but whatever. If you're into that stuff, you should definitely follow. Anyway, so yes, pick a card about your DR. Specifically, I'm going to make this one about My Hero Academia. So I have our boys here and girl. You know, I use boys indiscriminately, so we have pile one with Mei, Hatsume, Queen, we stan. We have pile number two with Deku. Also, he's on that king shit, so whatever. I don't. And I don't have Bakugo because I used to be a Bakugo hater, and now I'm not. But I don't feel like spending money on a Bakugo figure. So for pile number three, we got little Todoroki, our baby boy. Alrighty. Um, So meditate, pick your pile, and I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile number one has selected May. This does not mean that May is like your person in your DR or anything. You might not even interact with May. It's just a pile. I'm assuming most people have done pick a cards before, but you never want to assume anything. Maybe you're a shifter and you're new to the witch community. I don't know. And then some people like read tarot or get tarot read, and then they're not witches. So I don't know. It's all like kinds of different people. We're all weirdos. Um, but anyway, I digress. So let's see what is happening in your DR. What do you have any people that want to say anything? You have the High Priestess. Okay. I wonder. I wonder if this is a woo-woo pile because it makes me feel like I don't know. The High Priestess is someone who's very in tune with their intuition. We have the Chariot. I'm sorry, my dyslexia. We have the Ten of Chalices, which is the Ten of Cups, but it's in reverse. So there's some kind of discontent happening. With the Ten of Cups and tens in general, I tend to think family. So I don't know if you guys scripted some kind of like tragic backstory, or like some of you are scripting that you're like related to Shigaraki. That's so traumatic. I don't know. Some of you want to be in the Todoroki family. I don't know why you would want that, but I'm not here to judge you. Sorry if it's coming across judgmental. Um, I genuinely don't care anymore. Kind of. I'm trying not to, but the fact that I even decided to turn this into a shifting channel, not completely like witchcraft and shifting, it shows that I kind of care a little less. But yeah, so don't take it as judgmental whenever I say something out of pocket. I'm just speaking out my butt. We have the Ten of Stakes. Oh my god, a tragic end. Okay, so tragedy is happening. I'm sorry. I hope you didn't script. No, actually, I hope you did script it, because if you didn't script it, that would suck. But also, if you are scripting it, what the hell? Um, yeah, the Ten of Swords is like a betrayal. It's like an ending you didn't want to happen. It's really tragic. um, yeah, we have the The 10 of, yeah. Okay, so two tens, not in a good mood. So I don't know. Again, like tens make me think family. I don't know if there's some kind of family situation. I don't see any like lover cards so far. Any, you know, romantic relationship situation. So if there is a betrayal, it's probably familial. Um, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. This might have turned you into someone who's kind of like cutthroat or kind of like very. I don't like the word bitchy, but that's the kind of connotation you're getting, right? Like someone who is kind of like, I don't fucking care. Like you're very quick, you're very wise, but you're also like, I don't know, you don't really give a fuck what other people are saying, and you don't really give a fuck if you're saying something that might hurt someone, and so that can come across as like a little brassy. It's not in reverse, so it could just indicate someone who's like very clear cut. Like I feel like your trauma has kind of turned you into someone who's like what do you want? Like you don't have time for people's bullshit, or like you don't indulge um like I don't know, it just you might even be one of those people that like hates nice people in your DR. Okay, like your DR self is different from your current self, but yeah, it just kind of feels like you're on, like even here it's kind of like she's on a computer, she's holding a floppy disk. This is your freaking Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck, by the way, and a floppy disk. I'm out of here. Okay. But yeah, no, she seems like focused, like a businesswoman. It just makes me think like you're in the office, like doing your job. You don't really concern yourself with like relationships, romantic or otherwise, is kind of what I'm picking up on. Um, the Knight of Stakes in reverse. So that makes me feel impulsive. So it's kind of like I wonder if you're like you kind of suppress your feelings and then they end up like coming out in like really crazy ways, kind of like angry or out of pocket, out of nowhere seemingly. To you maybe it's making sense because like the Queen of Swords lives in her head a lot, so to you maybe it makes sense like this person pissed me off and then they did this, and so obviously I went off on them, but like everybody doesn't see what's going on inside your head, so they're kind of like, whoa, like they blew up out of nowhere, but that's not necessarily true. And then we have the Ace of Stakes, which is passion. That's another thing, like maybe you're very passionate and very spoken and very, like I was saying, like cold and calculating, so people kind of like conflate your passion, your drive, your maybe even like cutthroat competition, competitive attitude, I guess. And they conflate it with like being mean, and maybe that makes you feel misunderstood here. Um, hmm. But again, you literally started with the High Priestess, so I just feel like you're like in your mind, everything's like aligned, your intuition's aligned. I don't see you as like someone who's like, you're not like on drugs and like doing crazy things and like your life is out of order and it's chaos. Like it to me, it feels like other people perceive it as chaos, but in your mind, you're like, no, this makes sense. Um, hmm. I'm nosy. This is the bad. Like when I read other tarot cards for other questions, I'll pull six cards and I'm like, okay, that's it. Let's call it a day. Let's wrap it up. But when I'm reading for like DR stuff, I'm like, I wanna know. Every time when I'm on TikTok, I'll stop like on lives that are like tarot reading or where people are like giving like DR confessions. I am so nosy. I'm like, I wanna know what's going on. So I'm gonna pull a couple more cards, see what's going on. Yeah, it's something in your past. So I don't know if you scripted this or not, but there's something in your past. I'm assuming it has to do with family, but not necessarily. Because the people depicted here, typically it's depicted as children to remind us that it is of the past, but here it's depicted as two lovers um, in their youth. So maybe it had to do with the lover, but again, I'm not picking up on that. So maybe that message is just for some of you. But yeah, it's something in your past. Like there's some kind of betrayal, some kind of fucked up situation. What do y'all be scripting? Put that shit in the comments. I'm so nosy. Okay, and let's see. The Six of Wands. Interesting. So the Six of Wands is typically depicted as a victory, but here we see it depicted as like a rag doll that's been stabbed multiple times. Not a rag doll. It looks more like a human, like a scarecrow punching bag. I don't even know how to describe this. It looks like it's a training room. And then there's a bunch of like stabby stabs in this scarecrow man. So some of you might be kicking ass if you decide to go to UA in this DR. Um, yeah, maybe you're like killing it in the training room because that's success. But yeah, just overall, I see success, but I do see like a fucked up sense of justice. I don't know what's going on there. Don't blame me. I'm just reading the cards. But yeah, so I don't know if you guys, maybe this is a villain pile. I'm not necessarily picking up villain vibes, but let me know. Let me know. Um, yeah, but there's like a fucked up sense of justice. Like maybe I don't know. I don't know. It's given Dobby. You know how like Dobby, in his mind, it's justice. Like yes, of course, this is justified because I was wronged so terribly by my father. But everybody else is like, girly pop, you can't just go around lighting people on fire. So I don't know. I don't know. It's given Dobby is all I'm saying. But yeah, there's some kind of fucked up sense of justice. I don't know if you're one of those like vigilantes, maybe. Ooh. We got two. The Chariot. So again, just fast movement, success. And then and I was about to read this as the Chariot again. I don't know what is happening with my mind. Eight of Chalices. Ooh, that's heavy energy. It's like when there's a situation that you have to walk away from, that you're like unwilling to walk away from, or like you're kind of like in this. It makes me think of that song by The Clash. It's like, should I stay or should I go? But yeah, that's literally what you're thinking. Like, should I stay or should I go? So whatever situation you're in right now, I feel like if you're with the heroes, I feel like something happens where you're like, we're actually like not giving people justice, and it kind of makes you like be a vigilante or like, think about going to the villain side, and vice versa. Like if you're with the villains, you kind of see the shit they're doing and you're like, I don't know, this is justice, dude, you guys are going a little far. And so I feel like you're gonna switching sides. I feel like you're fucking switching sides, sorry. um yeah, like there's this struggle with, like, you're wondering if it's really justice. Like, is this really what I want? Is this really what is fair? Is this really what is right? And you don't know if you should stay or go. Nothing will come of this situation. Ooh, I don't like when I get that card because it's so nebulous. Emotions are running high. Yeah, that's interesting because you're like leading with your logic, like I was saying, but and even though you are very intuitive, it just feels like, I don't know, like random burst of energy, like I was saying. Like maybe it feels like you blow up on people, or like maybe something happened again that's like making you think like, should I stay or should I go? And that's like making your emotions, even like anxiety, kind of picking up on. Nothing will come of the situation. So yeah, I just kind of, this makes me feel like if you're with the villains and you think you're gonna get justice for whatever happened to you or something, like nothing's gonna come of that. um like, I don't know, and it feels like you're starting to see like there's a lot of people who shift to My Hero Academia DR, and they shift as heroes, or like heroes in training, and then by the time like the war arc happens, or by the time they're like in their second year, they're like, I don't really want to do this. So I feel like whatever it is that you're pursuing, you're gonna get hit with something like so big, and you're gonna be like, I don't even fucking know if this is what I want. Like maybe if you're like trying to be a hero and then you watch like a cop beat the shit out of someone when they don't need to, you're gonna be like, I don't know if this is justice, baby girl. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, and don't let your past hold you back. Holy shit, I didn't even read that. I was just Dude, I cannot make this shit up. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. So something clearly happened in your past. I hope you scripted it because if you didn't, fuck. There's people who like don't really script their background. They're just kind of like, this is who I am, and then I pop off it, and then like when they go into their DR, they're like, actually, why is Severus Snape my father, and why am I traumatized as fuck? And it's like you should really script those things so you don't end up surprised. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm picking up on right now. You have some fucking BS happening with your fam in the past. Pew pew. All right, let me see. Sorry, I'm trying to like organize my boxes and my cards. It's getting kind of difficult. I feel like those crazy geniuses with their desks that are a mess all the time. Yeah. Well, I try to make it look pretty. I try to make it aesthetic. Look, she's pink. I'm pink. My devil glasses are pink. Get it? If you don't know why I'm called Faye the Fiend, it's because I have a Chainsaw Man DR, which is the first DR I ever shifted to, and I'm a fiend in that DR. So it's Faye the Fiend, and yeah. So the little devil horns on these hearts, and then I got like tarot cards on this side. I got a playing card up here. These are loteria cards because I'm Mexican. Hello. It's cute. It's a vibe. All right. I want someone to appreciate it. So if you could in the comments be like, hey, this video sucked and you're a terrible tarot reader, but your background popped off. And I'd be like, you know what? A baby girl's gonna take what she can get. Adversity. So I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Interesting. So I feel like there's lessons to learn here, and I remember I was talking to my spirit guides about this one time. Sorry, like it's so annoying because like the camera's like reversed, so I feel like I accidentally start like moving things. It's whatever. Anyway, I was talking to my spirit guides about this. You don't have to believe in spirit guides. See, this is why I didn't want to mix them in my channel because I'm like, there's too many beliefs that people might not have, but my belief is that we have spirit guides. And so I was talking to them, and they were saying that you can technically accumulate karma. And I know karma is like bastardized and westernized and taken out of its context. So I'm not talking about like, you know, I'm talking about the white people karma. I'm gonna be honest. Let's go. Okay. I'm talking about like, and I don't necessarily believe that like if you do something bad, it's gonna come back to you. I just kind of think like in my personal belief, in the end, you're gonna feel everything you made other people feel. Again, you don't have to believe that, but so my spirit guides have told me that you can technically accumulate um, that karma, quote unquote, by going into your DR. So maybe just keep that in mind when you're out there. Like maybe don't murder people. I don't know. I don't know. Why would you want to feel that? It's I don't know. Okay, see, so I'm like trying not to force my belief on people, but also I'm like, not murdering people isn't like something controversial. Like maybe you shouldn't, you know what I mean? Whether or not you believe in karma, it's still like weird. Don't murder people. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Again, adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So I feel like some of you, my point was, Jesus Christ, that some of you are gonna learn lessons in your DR. Like some of the life lessons that you were supposed to learn in this life, in your CR, like might sweep their way into their DR, your DR. And people have said that, like, it doesn't matter, like, people think their DR is gonna be like this magical place where you don't have any problems. And it's like, no, if you're insecure, like, if you have an insecure attachment style, you'll probably have an insecure, like, oh, what do you call it? Like anxious attachment style. Then you'll probably have that in your DR, even if you don't want to. So, I don't know. Again, it's all up to belief. I'm not telling you what to believe, but that's kind of what I'm picking up on. If you believe in that you're going to learn lessons in your DR that you're supposed to be learning in your CR. If you don't take it that way, then just accepting challenges. Yeah, so whatever it is that causes you to have that, like, I don't know, this is justice moment. That's just like the best way to learn. See, I feel like it's a lesson to learn. Like, you can learn life lessons. It doesn't have to be a spiritual thing. I feel like you're gonna learn life lessons. Anyways, denial. Jesus, I'm so sorry it took so long. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight of awareness. Okay. So, and this maybe goes back to the thing I just let slip about if you're insecure in your CR, you're going to be insecure in your DR. And so, I feel like a lot of you have fear, and denial is another thing. Like, again, like maybe if you're like one of those, if you're like a Tenya Ida person, if you're that like the law is everything kind of person, like when the law doesn't have your fucking back, that like fucks with you. You know what I mean? Like, I've known people that are like, the cops are the good guys, and then they like experience a situation. It reminds me of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't know if you ever saw that, but there's an episode where Carlton, who's like this freaking, okay, like if you know Carlton, you know Carlton. But basically, he's this very like law abiding. Like, his father's a judge, um, but he's a black man, and so the cops kind of stop him in one episode, and they stop him for no fucking reason, basically. And so he kind of has like this existential crisis of like, bro, like I thought law and order was like always gonna have our back, you know? Like, that's the kind of thing I'm picking up on right now. You're gonna have a Carlton episode getting stopped by Bobo. But it's actually not funny. That's actually a very serious problem in America. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm feeling. Like, you guys are gonna learn lessons about like that completely shift your worldview. I'm hearing paradigm shift. I don't know. Something's gonna happen where you're gonna be like, oh my god. Um, and then we have judgment. And it says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So that makes me, that like literally when I hear that, it makes me feel like you're gonna be sympathetic with the other side, regardless of what you are. And you're like, I understand that you have this problem, or I understand that this is how you feel, but that's not necessarily what's right. It's kind of what I'm picking up on, but we'll see. And so I have My Hero Academia themed card, and we're gonna pull 3 of them, and we're gonna see what you get. And these are major arcana cards, so they're gonna be major events in your DR. So let's see what you get. It's really hard to shuffle these because it's only the major arcana. If you're new here, I don't like when they come out in multiples, which is why I'm putting them back in the deck. It's not like I'm cherry picking the cards or anything. I like when they come out in 1s, and sometimes I'll take them in 2s, but I don't really like when like a bunch of them come out. The World. So completion again, and it fell on top of the adversity cards. So like, again, I'm not trying to force my belief on anyone, but I feel like there's lessons here. There's just like some kind of lesson. You're gonna complete something, some kind of cycle. And maybe something in your DR will make something in your CR click. Like, or maybe like they're parallel to one another. Like maybe you'll learn something in your, because you know, I don't believe in perma shifting. Controversial opinion. You can believe in it, whatever. But so I feel like when you go back and forth, you're gonna start to see things like in your DR that reflect your CR and vice versa. And that's gonna be kind of cool, honestly. Like, it sounds like overwhelming, and I'm feeling kind of overwhelmed right now, but for me right now, it's kind of feeling like, I don't know how to say it, like, that's kind of cool that you're like applying lessons. Okay, finally, Stain. Bitch, I was trying not to bring up Mr. Stainy, okay, but I feel like some of you are Stain sympathizers. I'm just gonna fucking say it. Y'all bitches. Oh my god, I feel like I should have said it, but I forgot his name because he's so whatever to me, but whatever. Anyway. And that's funny because Dabi considers himself like the ultimate manifestation of Stain's will or whatever. So I was talking about Dabi earlier too. The tower. So again, like this moment that just kind of like destroys everything. But The thing about the tower is it only destroys things that were built on a shitty foundation. So whatever it is that you believed was built on a shitty foundation, your beliefs were like not really well thought out. I'm not roasting, I'm just saying. And so the tower is gonna come destroy everything so that you can like complete this life lesson. Oh, Mr. Sting. I'd never fucking called him that, and then I was rewatching My Hero Academia, and Toga's like, I like Mr. Staney, and I was like, that's forever what I'm calling him. Mr. Staney attacked Tanya's brother. Oh my god, Mr. Staney. That makes me think of Mr. Smiley. Okay, we're gonna enough of the villains. And little Deku, he's the fool. That's funny. You got the first and the last card of the Zodiac, so it's like completion and renewal. And so I feel like you're gonna start again. Whatever. Literally, it's like completion, destruction, starting again. So whatever it is you think you learned, you're gonna have a complete shift in that, and then you're going to start anew with your new. Look at him. His heart is like bleeding, little baby. Anyway, um, yeah, I hope you found that helpful. Kind of. I don't know if it was supposed to be helpful, but I hope you found that entertaining. I hope you like my background. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, pile number one. Hi, pile number two. Selected Deku. This is your reading. I was telling the last pile that it's so bad. I'm so bad when it comes to reading for people's DRs because I'm really nosy. So I should only be pulling like 6 cards, but I always want to pull more because I'm like, what's going on here? Okay, already off the bat, romantic relationship. Fuck off. The Two of Chalices. Here it's depicted as 2 women. So for some of you, it may be a queer situation, but not necessarily. There's also a dead guy in between them, you know, that doesn't mean that there's I'm just gonna stop while I'm ahead. I'm gonna stop right there. Yeah, it doesn't have to be, but you know, it could be. We have the world completion. That's nice. Maybe I'm getting the feeling that a lot of you like complete your journey quicker than you think you do. Just because like the second card is the last card of the major arcana. So I wonder if like you guys graduate earlier than you think you do, or if like the war arc happens in the first year in your DR, then you know you get your license right after or something. Technically not the license, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I just feel like some kind of completion is happening early, or like maybe if you went to your DR specifically for a romantic relationship, I feel like it happens really quickly. Like you get together with a person really quickly. Oh my god, and it's immediately followed by the Eight of Pentacles, which is like hella hard work. It's interesting here that it's depicted as like a target and then like fighting a dummy. I feel like you have to train really hard right after this completion. So I'm not sure. Oh, let's pull some more cards, see what's going on, but it makes me think like you're getting shit from your teacher about like your romantic relationship distracting you or something. And so you feel like you have to put in a lot of hard work, like more than others, to prove like no, it's not distracting me. We have the Ten of Pentacles. That's good. It's like happy family situation. Like you're vibing out here. You have yeah, you have like the Ten of Pentacles is like you're good financially, you're good family wise. You even got some puppies here. In the original Ten of Cups or Pentacles, it's depicted with 2 dogs. So yeah, I just feel like you like the completion, like it just happened so early. I don't know what the vibe is. Maybe you scripted out the war. Like a not traumatized human being. Good for you. Good for you. Scripting out the war. Um But it just feels like happy and like stable. You're fine. It happens quickly. We have the Three of Wands in reverse. So it feels like you're kind of lost about where to go. Like maybe if you did script out the war arc, you're kind of like, okay, so what happens now? Like, I don't know, I'm kind of getting the feeling that some of you like don't want children, like you don't want the traditional like and now we get married and now we move into a giant house and now we have babies. You know, like the stereotype typical like happy ending. Um I feel like you're not about that. So now that you're in a romantic relationship, you're like, okay, what now? Like, okay, this is nice, but you know, like you're kind of lost in terms of direction. You do have the Queen of Cups in reverse, which is interesting because that means you're like out of touch with your emotions. Weird. Two of Pentacles, no balance. Let's see. I wonder if like because what ends up happening a lot with people is like they go to their they go to their DRs and they realize it's not like all it's cracked up to be. You know, especially if you're scripting out all the crazy parts. Kind of like, okay, so it's just like your CR except with characters from an anime you like. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Um Not even disappointments, but it just feels like okay, the 10 of stakes, I'm gonna tell you right off, someone betrays you. Or you betray someone, but I'm getting that someone betrays you. And then you have the 8 of scythes, which is like you feel trapped mentally, like you can't leave. So I wonder if this I don't you're I feel like you might be struggling to balance like your love life and your training life or like your hero life or villain life or whatever it is you chose. And and I feel like this is giving me heavy Bakugo vibes. I'm sorry, but like in everyone's DR, he like breaks up with them because he's like I'm not focusing on hero work and you're distracting me. And he just breaks up with people. Like he's notorious for doing that in everyone's DR, and so that's kind of what I'm picking up on right now. Like maybe someone breaks up with you and you feel like betrayed by that, but they break up with you because they feel like they're having issues balancing that. Feeling mentally trapped and feeling the queen. Can I? Okay, we're gonna get some clarification on the Queen of Chalices for starters, because suppressing your emotions, what's going on there? I feel like maybe this person like started shutting down out of nowhere, and you're like, what the hell? Like maybe they didn't communicate their emotions to you about how they were having difficulty balancing their life, and so when it came up, it kind of felt like a betrayal. Like it felt like it was out of nowhere, but it really wasn't out of nowhere. I think they were feeling trapped mentally. And so they were like, I have to get out of here while I can. Um, yeah, there's like burnout happening. Like, I don't know if it's you or if it's your person, but it feels like they're like whoever this is was just having issues like balancing everything, and then they just burned out, and it like came to a head, and they were just like, no, that's a bummer. I thought I was gonna be happy and cute. Like, started off with a lesbian couple and it ended here. Why? I'm sorry. Yeah, it just feels like that doesn't mean you won't get back together if you want to take the person back, but for now it's just picking up like they were too like they were unable to balance things like they felt they needed to, and it ended up wearing them out when they tried to. And so they just were like, I have to cut one of these off and it's not going to be the hero work. Or it's not going to be um, my villain goals, whatever. It's not like they have assignments and shit, you know? But that happens too. Some people, like, you know, want to be with Davi and they want to be with Shigaraki and they think he's going to choose you over vengeance and he's not. Like, yeah, it's kind of what I'm picking up on. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Yeah, so some of you, especially with like feeling trapped here, I feel like um, you guys should explore your creative side a little more. Um, like, just because you're not with this person doesn't mean you can't enjoy your DR. Um, there's plenty of things to do, other people to see, you know. Even if you just want to like go there to just be in Japan and experience that, you know, meet heroes that you think are cool. I don't know. There's like so many things you can do that aren't just like being with this person. So they're kind of like use your imagination, find something else to do. I don't know. I understand, and even if like you don't want to be in this DR anymore, you can fucking use your imagination to make a new DR. Who's gonna stop you? You know what I mean? The next one says grief. Yeah. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Yeah. So when you're heartbroken, you don't really want to hear it's better than to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. You're like, bitch, fuck you, you know? Like, sorry. I really hope you're not a child watching this. But yeah. Damn, now I feel like I have to watch my language. There's just a lot of grief happening. This pile is really heavy. Like I was confused at first because when I started pulling the cards, I felt like heavy, like sad energy, and I felt really drained. And I was like, is that from the last pile? I don't think so. Maybe it's just because it's late. But I'm like, it's you. I don't know what's going on in this DR. It's just really sad. Uh, freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Yeah, so again, you can find other ways to be happy. You can say fuck that and make a new DR. um, yeah, I'm sorry. That's a bummer. It's never fun to be heartbroken, but I swear, like my, it's a good time over here. Okay, please follow and watch other videos. I promise it's a fun time. I'm sorry that you happen to get the one pile that's really sad. I don't like. Okay, I'm sorry if you're new here. I don't like when multiple cards come out. It feels like sometimes I'll take them when two of them fall out, but like when a pile like that comes out, or like three or more, really, I'm not about to be doing all that. Gee, all right, all right. We're gonna shuffle, and one card is gonna come out. And if two cards come out, we'll take the two cards, but not three or more. Literally three. I'm mad. I feel like Oracle cards are more difficult to shuffle than tarot cards. Adjustments are required, yeah. So I feel like there's something about your DR you didn't really hash out, you didn't really think about, and now you're kind of being asked to tweak that. Communication is key. Clearly, this person didn't communicate; just kind of suppressed their feelings and then blew up. So I mean, this isn't something that couldn't be fixed. I just feel like, again, adjustments required. Then the last one, show the world the real you. Yeah, I feel like you're being asked to take your focus away from this relationship and to try to find other ways to salvage the DR. Again, you don't have to. You can say fuck that and just make a new one. But yeah, like yeah. I feel like you're being asked to see other parts of your DR. Let's see. So this is My Hero Academia deck. Cute. I love it so much. But it is also very difficult to shuffle because it's not a full deck. Obviously, the shape is not standard. It reminds me of like the Cloud cards. If you're familiar with those. Um, okay. All right. Shoto the Magician. The Magician, bro. Okay, so the Magician is about making creating. It's about the little magician over. Sorry, the mirror is freaking me out. He's right there. He's that little. Literally, I cannot with this freaking backwards camera. Right there. There he is. Right there. Um, basically, it means creating everything you want, anything you want. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He has everything at his disposal. Um, if you're familiar with the tarot deck, you know there's like the wands, the cups, the pentacles, the swords. The magician has all four of those, so it's literally like you have all the tools you need, you have everything you need. You just need to figure out what you want and then go get it. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping you. I don't know. I feel like you're gonna be very focused on this other person, and justice is interesting. Some of you might be getting back at your ex, but for some of you, you might be. A lot of you might be trying to get back at your ex with that stain card, but we'll come back to that. Um, a lot of you might be refocusing justice because if you did go there to be a hero, and then you got distracted by this romantic relationship, it's kind of like people still need saving, just So maybe you'll focus a little more on your hero work after that, assuming you want to be a hero, which I mean, I'm not really picking up on, honestly. Not even that, like, I'm picking up on villain vibes, but just like, I'm not picking up on wanting to be a hero. Like, it feels like you are in the hero course, but you don't give a fuck about it. So I'm just like, why are you here? I don't know. Kind of figuring that out. And you don't have to be a hero. There's other things you could be. Go be a nurse. I don't know. You can still save people. You can still help. Um, maybe you want to be like a nerdy tech person like May, help people that way. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, this file's really heavy. Sorry. And then we have stay in the tower. Yeah, so it's just like destruction of everything you know. Yay. So yeah, just kind of figuring that out. And because the thing about the tower is that it only falls apart because it's built on a crappy foundation. So you're being asked to like rebuild your life with a better foundation this time. And maybe that's building a new DR with a better script this time, but yeah, I don't know. You're being asked to like pick yourself up again. Um Sorry, I wish this was happier. The first pile was a vibe. We were vibing. And then this pile is just like so sad. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better if you've already experienced this, because I know some of you haven't shifted yet. Um, but yeah, that's so sad. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. Follow or something. This feels so douchey to be like, I know you got your heart broken, but come follow my YouTube channel. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, hope you found this helpful. Um, yeah. Sorry, pile number two. Hello, those of you who selected pile number three with a Shoto. This is your reading. I know it's Shoto, but I'm picking up on Dobby vibes. I don't know. I don't know if that's that's a thing you know about. Hint, hint. Yeah, I don't know why Dobby's like on my mind right now. Judgment. See, I feel weird when they like fall. Like I don't. I'm backwards. Okay. When they fall up like sideways, some people read them sideways, but I don't want to do all that. Come on. If you're new here, I'm not cherry picking the cards. I do not take them if they're 3 or more when they flip over. So sometimes, like, I don't really like taking them when it's 2 or more, honestly. Like, I try to keep it at 1, but depending on the deck, that's really difficult to achieve sometimes. But yeah, definitely not gonna do it if it's 3 or more. Sorry, that last pile just like, see how it's like 4 of them? I'm just assuming people are new here because like my previous videos are like witchcraft content, which I still plan to make, but I want to integrate shifting now. So I just gotta let people know what's up. Yeah, oh my god, the last pile was so dry. I need something to like cleanse myself. That was heavy. It sucks because pile 1 was vibing. We were like having a hella good time, and then I pull out pile number 2 and it's like, oh, misery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, that came out in 2s. Okay, so Judgment's a star. 6 of stakes. The other one was the one that flipped first. And the 7 of stakes. Okay. I'm picking up on a lot of defensive energy from this pile. And also a lot of like self-criticism. Some of you, I'm getting that like you're really critical on yourself for not having shifted yet, which, you know, be nice to yourself. And I know that's hard to do, and I'm not like a fucking master shifter, you know, I shift on accident, so I'm not fucking gonna tell you what to do, but yeah, I know how frustrating it can be, and I'm just being told like you need to be a little easier on yourself, even if you have shifted. Like maybe you're having difficulty shifting back, and I feel like you're being hard on yourself for that. And so if you're just being told like, hey, it's okay, stop judging yourself, stop being so self-critical. Give yourself a little grace, a little mercy, you know. Then we have the Star in reverse, which is a wish that hasn't come true, or a wish that didn't come true how you thought it would. And so I'm like, again, I'm picking up on like maybe this pile is a pile that hasn't shifted yet, and they're just asking you to be like really nice to yourself. And then like literally, this is a weird depiction. I don't know why it's depicted as like a scarecrow getting stabbed. But usually the 6 of Wands is success. It's literally depicted as a guy like on a horse, like triumphantly riding through while people are like cheering in the background. So I see that you will shift, okay? You just take a breath. Stop being so mean to yourself. Especially when you're mean to yourself, you're saying things like I can't shift, like, you know, blah blah blah, and you're just reinforcing that idea that you can't. And so it's just like, hey, be fucking nice. I know it's hard to do. I know it gets frustrating, but have a little, you know, be fucking kind. I don't know. Then we have the 6 of, yeah, so that's the success. The Page of Stakes. Okay, impulsivity. So I feel like you're being warned against impulsive behaviors. I feel like a lot of people try to treat shifting like it's a dream. It's not a dream. And when you experience it, like you'll know like this is very different from a dream. This is very different from a lucid dream. It literally feels, I freaked out. Like I literally, I can't, like I remember waking up and like, well, the first time I ever shifted, a Makima was petting my face, so that was fucking creepy. But like, yeah, if you don't know who Makima is, she's from Chainsaw Man. That's why I'm called Faye the Fiend, because I'm a fiend, and that's the first DR I ever shifted to. But anyway, like I remember I shifted in my apartment, like in my Hero Academia DR, and I was like, when you first wake up, it feels kind of like you're waking up from sleep, like normally you would in your CR, and like everything's like you're groggy and everything's kind of foggy. And then I remember being on a leather couch, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I didn't script a leather couch, and I reached out to touch it, And I felt the fucking leather. It was so weird and it freaked me out so bad that like I came back to my CR. Um yeah, that was bizarre. But so yeah, you'll know that it's not a dream, but I feel like some people don't take it seriously, and that's okay. Like I know there's some people who believe in like the multiverse theory and they think that it's another reality. And some people, I don't, I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm not telling you what's right or wrong. Personally, I don't believe in the multiverse theory. But but yeah, because some people don't believe in the multiverse theory, they think it's okay to just like go around doing nonsense. You know what I mean? Like there's some people who are like, even though it feels like reality, it's not an actual reality, so I can kill people. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, don't be that person. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking weird. So yeah, that's just kind of what you're being asked to do. Like, stop the impulsive behavior. Stop the, I don't know, treating people like I don't know, like just because I don't think it's a real person doesn't mean I would treat them badly, if that makes sense. Don't act crazy. You can act a little wild, sure, but like I don't know, like some things that I hear people script, I'm like, really? I don't know. I don't know. You're just being asked to like not be so impulsive. You know, like there are still consequences to your actions in your DR, so like don't go around having, I really hope you guys aren't minors. If you're minors, click off this video right now. But don't go around having relations if you're catching my drift. Um, and then be surprised when you have like an infection, if you know what I'm saying. But like, you know what I mean? Like there's still consequences to your actions. Just because if you don't believe that it's another reality, that doesn't mean it's not gonna be like another reality. So slow down with the impulsivity when you fucking shift, you know? Then you have the Three of Pentacles. Teamwork. Teamwork. Man, the teamwork. But it's in reverse. So it means you're not fucking cooperating with people. I don't know what's going on here, but it's not the vibe. Again, you're feeling very defensive. Like your energy's kind of like you don't trust people, you don't want people around you. You might come across as kind of aggressive. I don't know what's happening here. So I'm gonna pull more cards. See, I was telling the last two piles, like every time I pull for someone's DR, I end up pulling more cards than I'm supposed to because I'm freaking nosy. And it sucks because sometimes people pay me and I'm like, you only paid me for 6 cards, but I want to know what's going on. Like, I'm too nosy. I'm metiche, bro. Like, I can't. Chismosa, you know what I mean? Like, I can't. You fucking can't. Like, I need to know what's happening in your DR. The Tower in reverse. Okay. So something's happening here that you don't want to happen. Like as an example, like if you have a relationship and you're kind of seeing that it's coming to the end of it, you're kind of in denial. You're like, I don't want it to happen. I'm just gonna ignore it. You know what I mean? Like there's something that's gonna fall apart and you're kind of pretending it's not. That could be hero society. I don't know. I don't know what the vibe is. We have the Five of Side. There's an argument. So you argue with someone that's supposed to be your teammate. You're not getting along, and you're being warned against impulsive behavior. So be careful with that. Don't get into fights with people. Um, which sucks because some of you might have thought like this, like again with the storm reverse, like you probably shifted to your DR thinking it was going to be one way. Like you got your wish, but it wasn't what you thought it was going to be. Um, and so you end up arguing with someone and you're being asked to like be careful about how you handle the situation, but you're also being asked to um damn, I don't know, the Five of Swords is about forgiveness in reverse. In reverse, not not upright, that's a fucking fight. In reverse, to me it's forgiveness. So maybe you're gonna try to like make up with the person. The King of Pentacles is a good sign, but the Tower in reverse isn't. It makes me feel like you and this person coming to a head, like it's supposed to happen. There's something you guys haven't addressed that is causing this bickering, and like it's time for you to have your tower moment, and it's time for you to like step away from this person, but you might be, maybe it's one of those things where like you guys forgive each other, but you like never really talk about the situation, and so it's not really helpful to anyone. So you're kind of being directed towards the tower moment, but even if that's not the case, the tower in reverse can also indicate a disaster averted. So maybe, you know, instead of being impulsive and being like, fuck this person, you can like make up with them, apologize, and then you can avert the disaster. Um, and then the King of Pentacles, that's a good sign. I'll pull one more card just to be nosy. But let's see, let's see. The Two of Pentacles, yeah, so balance. I feel like you have a lot of things to say, but also this person has a lot of things to say, and you're being asked to listen. Like, it's not just about you and your feelings and how that person made you feel, and they're, you know, like, you also have to reciprocate that. Because it's not always about, like, you made me feel like this way, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, that's important, and that's good that you're getting your emotions out, but this person also has something to say to you, and you need to give them that same energy when they listen to you. You know what I mean? A personal issue reaches resolution. Yeah, so whenever you get into an argument with this person, just remember, try to like approach it. Like, if you're too angry about it, like, go fucking cool off. Don't start saying like terrible things to this person. That's gonna be terrible. That's gonna be bad. Because it's something that can still be fixed. Um, have faith in your dreams. Yeah. So again, a lot of you are just thinking like, oh, maybe like everyone's lying, like shifting isn't real, or like I can't do this, whatever it is that you're thinking, like it's not true. You need to have faith in them. And then a fiery a fiery climax approaches. Yeah, so there's definitely gonna be a freaking fight. I don't know what it's gonna be about. Leave the tea in the comments. Let a bitch know. Oh my god, I want to know, man. That's great. And if you scripted your fight, like, I'm not judgmental. Let me know. I don't care if you've shifted or not. I am nosy. So tell me the tea. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Yeah, so I feel like some of you are like, I don't know if I want to like apologize, or maybe you're being a little prideful, but ultimately they're asking you to like go cool off and then come back and talk about it. Regret, I know that I cannot change the past. Yeah, so like maybe you say some things that are a little unforgivable, a little mean, you know. Obviously it's not unforgivable because I see the person forgiving you, but also like you forgiving them. So just like, no, I feel like there's regret from both people, but I was gonna say you can't change the past never dies. Picking up on Dali again. No, like, yeah, like you can't change the past, but you can always, you know, make up for it and move forward. Well, not always, you know, endeavor again, but this person clearly is like okay with forgiving you and you forgiving them, blah blah blah, moving forward. So try not to like beat yourself up at it, because again, with judgment in reverse, you're like very hard on yourself. Denial, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight and awareness. So again, with a tower in reverse, it's making me feel like this denial of like, you don't really want the tower moment to happen, but I feel like it kind of has to happen for you to grow. You know what I mean? Oh, you got the Fool, little Deku. So that's basically like starting anew, starting fresh. It's literally the first card of the major arcana of the entire tarot deck. So it's kind of like yeah, starting all over again with lessons learned. So that's good. Um, mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, this one's really difficult. It's like the My Hero Academia tarot, but it's only the major arcana, so it's really thin, and I feel like it's shaped not as a standard tarot deck, so it's really difficult to shuffle. And then when I do get one to flip over, it's usually like multiple, and I don't like taking those, as previously stated. So I might be here a while. Sorry. It's kind of cool. I got like a really happy pile. We were vibing. A really sad pile took all my energy, and now we have like a little half bad, half good, half boy. I can take these. I don't mind if it's two, just because this deck is like that. Two heroes, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so that's like random events. Also makes me think of like the fact that Deku and Bakugo are here. They kind of like fight too, right? Like I feel like that moment in the beta area, whatever the hell they were calling it, like that fight they had, like I feel like that kind of had to happen because like Bakugo Neanderthal, this Pomeranian Neanderthal cannot express his emotions. So like the only way he could express it was through fighting. So like it had to happen. So I'm kind of picking that up too. Like maybe you have a rival here that you, or like maybe you have a sibling. I don't know what the case is, but it's just like someone that you just struggle communicating with. And I feel like it kind of has to come to an argument. Like it has to come to that tower moment so you guys can grow and be better. And then we have Shig with the Hangman. So that's a change in perspective. So I do feel like you start off very stubborn, and then after this fight, you kind of like you're angry about it at first. Try not to run your mouth. Advice. But afterwards, I feel like you're kind of at peace and you have a change in perspective. Like you know, I just feel like peace, like kind of indifference, but kind of like okay, like either either way that it goes, like you'll be at peace with it, if that makes sense. Not necessarily happy, but yeah, that's a good way to end it. I'm gonna call it. I hate when people say I'm gonna call it. It makes me think of like a hospital and like someone dies and they're like, call it. Ah, my friend keeps making me watch Grey's Anatomy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that reading. Join the Fiend Coven. Come follow along. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know about your DR in the comments so I can be nosy. Thank you, and have a good night.